And you don't have to watch that. We're just going to, oh, there it is. Look at that little flyover the beach. Live from Anaheim. All right. I'll do the intro now. Policy doesn't feel personal until it shows up in your documentation, your reimbursement, or your ability to care for the patients the way you believe is right. I think like reimbursement, people talk about that a lot in the hallways.
Sure do.
Amy Faria here, live from Anaheim. A pitching wedge away from Mickey's house. I knew we were close.
I went to see him the other day.
What'd you see? What'd you do?
Well, so I'm a Disney World girl because I'm an East Coast girl.
Okay.
So I had to do some of the classics,
like
Space Mountain, Big Thunder, and I had to do the Matterhorn because we don't have that on the East Coast. So that was pretty great. And we also did Pirates of the Caribbean.
Got it. Classic.
Again, classic. And had to have a Dole Whip.
A what?
A Dole Whip.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my goodness. You might have to go to Downtown Disney just to get one.
Describe.
Okay. So it is dairy-free, ice cream-like consistency, frozen pineapple.
Oh, Dole.
Yes.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Dole plus Cool Whip. Got it.
Yes, but there's no... it's like soft serve ice cream, but there's no dairy.
Fine.
It's a fascinating substance, and it's also delicious.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, so we were supposed to talk at Graham Sessions.
We were.
Which is a secret meeting that we tell everybody we were at. Not really sure how that works. So
it's not so much secret as it's invite only.
Right. And I remember I put out a video after that, and people were like, well then, oh yeah? What'd you guys solve?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know, man. It was a meeting. We're not
correct.
We're not launching a missile here. Like we're just trying to change the things that you want to change. It's just funny when people like, I get it though. People, this is important.
It is.
And it's a pain in the ass. And it's not right.
Yep.
But I've never, I said this last night, maybe after a couple of drinks, I've never heard anybody at APTA say, if you join APTA, we're just going to solve all your problems. Like you don't say that.
Correct.
You say like, we are working to solve the problems. If you join us,
we'll collaborate with you.
That would be great. And that would give us more people to help solve the problems.
And also we depend on you.
Yeah.
Sometimes to bring the problems to us.
Correct.
What are you seeing in clinical practice?
Correct.
What are you seeing in payment or lack thereof?
Correct.
Right. That's really, we need those boots on the ground. Not only do we need your grassroots when it matters, but also we need to know what you're experiencing.
Yes.
Because some of us aren't in the clinic.
And I never knew this enough. I've been in the profession for 10 years. I never realized there was so much difference from state to state. Like so much different from state to state. I had no idea. So which puts back on the importance of being involved at a local state chapter level.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's a problem or topic that you're most excited to see? This is going back to when we were at Graham Sessions.
Yep.
What were the things? Because now we can ask like post.
Yeah.
What were you most looking forward to see? What did you see and left excited? What were you lacking? What were you like? I wish there was more about that.
Right. I was super excited to see us talking about the cost of education.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a different way than I had heard us talk about it before. It was very honest. It was very vulnerable from all sides.
They brought a student who graduated 20 minutes before that, and she read her receipts.
Yes, we had a student with receipts from her loans. We had academic administrators. We had deans, who are physical therapists. I mean, we had really the people at the heart of those decisions, right? Except that we also discussed they don't really get to make those decisions.
No, those people, we were on a set. We were at APTA headquarters on a Saturday. People making those decisions were not there.
Correct.
They're in a different.
Right.
I feel like they're in darkened rooms in large leather chairs.
Yeah, but what I walked away from that conversation with was hope that the folks that are academic administrators who are physical therapists are starting to push and are starting to have those conversations. I was really excited to hear that collaborative discussion and some kind of like, all right, we're all in this together and we're going to work through this together, right? And that collaboration really is, I mean, you and I were saying in the beginning, right? Like that's really what we need. I see an enormous opportunity for us to band together as a profession to advocate against what the Department of Education has, put in their proposed rule, right?
And that had just come out like just before.
Before that. And that's not necessarily the way to lower the cost of education,
Right.
that's going to create a bottleneck, right? That's going to cut us off. So to hear folks talking about, okay, well, what are some other strategies, right? We had an administrator talking about how, he actually has some control over the cost of the PT education costs, right? The PT program costs. And can we inspire more folks to have those discussions and push back and those negotiations? What can we do to support that? That was what I walked away with, is that there was some hope there. And I think we all felt it in the room. And you're right, though. We didn't say, here's the one single solution.
Right.
That's not what that's about. But it's about inspiring people to walk away from that and go, okay, what can I do to contribute? What policy change needs to happen? What advocacy strategy do we need? And I see an excitement to get behind, getting the DOE to change their minds on that proposed rule. And then where do we go with the momentum from that? We decide what that next step is together.
It was good to see so many people angry at the same thing.
Right? For once.
You're going to see people angry.
Yeah.
It was a little known thing when you see photos online of people going to their state chapters.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the one I went to Hill Day in DC.
Yeah.
What you don't see a lot of times is the day before that.
Yeah.
APTA trains you.
Absolutely.
So it's like, hey, I'm here at DC. I'm going to knock on my congressman's door. What do I do?
Yeah.
They train you.
Absolutely. You're empowered to go in there and advocate for specific policies, specific changes that, APTA wants to see, or that is really important to patients in your area of practice or in your state, right? Because you're talking to them about, what your patients are seeing, or what you as a PT and PTA, for me in New Hampshire, like, what are we seeing? What are our patients seeing? That's what we go to the Hill to talk about. But APTA does empower you to how to have that conversation, right? How to hug a porcupine, because let's face it, it's not that easy.
I like the visual. What wasn't on the docket that you were like, oh man, I mean, listen, you can't put 50 things.
Yeah.
You can put 10 things, maybe.
Yeah.
So what wasn't on the list that you're like, I hope it's there next year? I hope we're talking about before next year.
Yeah. So next year, I really think we need to talk about AI. We need to talk about technology in healthcare.
Because it's listening now.
Because it's listening right now. And also, like, we're doing some incredible work at APTA. Our first network, we have the new AI task force. There's going to be a report back to the House of Delegates, the end of this year, or the beginning of next year. That's the perfect time. Next year's Graham sessions, perfect time to say, okay, we've got all this information. We've got all this data. What are the people in this room going to do about it? What are we going to inspire all of the people outside of this room to do about it? I really think that's the direction we should go in.
It's got to be on the list.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's being whispered about.
And people were surprised it wasn't on the list this year.
Well, someone had said, did you go a year before that?
Yeah.
Someone said it was on the list then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but in more of a conceptual way, right? And now we've got a lot more of it in practice.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
It's there. It's
Agreed.
not. 100%. What are you
percent
going to do when it comes? I'm like, my man, people are using it on label or off label, whether
Agreed.
In workflows, you might as well lean into it.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. And have the right guardrails and policies and, protections in place to make sure you're using it the right way.
Yeah. Well, we are live at CSM.
Mm-hmm.
16,000 of our colleagues here.
It's fantastic.
But mathematically, there's a lot more people who aren't here.
Yep.
What would you say to someone who has never been or hasn't been in a while, and next year, I don't want to end this CSM in Anaheim yet, but we're going back to the East Coast. We're going
absolutely
Dilly in Philly next year. What would you say to someone of why they should come next year? Why they should make it a point to come next year?
Yeah. So all of the folks that I run into that are here for the first time are saying to me, I had no idea how awesome this is and how much I was going to feel like I was with my people. Because in our small clinics, like, for a long time in my clinical practice, I was the only PT on site.
Yeah.
Right. I had to go to APTA to find my community because it wasn't coming to me. And so I think for me, that's what CSM is like, this is where my people are.
Yeah.
I feel so at home here with everyone. And so what I would love is for everybody to be able to experience that. And the beauty of CSM is that it moves around.
Yeah.
So, maybe flying 6 hours across the country from Boston is not your jam. But, driving from Boston to Philly, like you can maybe swing that. Right.
Listen,
and it's great.
You're on the board of directors. Maybe you slip this in there. I like I wrote a headline or a tagline for CSM. See future versions of yourself everywhere.
100%.
Because that's really what, like, it really is cool watching. They don't walk alone. They walk in packs of at least 5, which is students, 5 or more.
Yes.
And they are sort of like doing
Yes.
this. But I remember mine 10 years ago here. And I described it as it's a circus with 18 circuses in it. Because the expo hall is one thing, but then you're walking around the sessions and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. You don't hurt your neck because it just keeps spinning around.
It's really inspiring. And also, you know, for me, APTA service is like what makes me feel connected to the PT that I am, because my job is in admin, right? It's not in direct clinical care anymore. But everyone I have encountered in my APTA service has either opened a door for me or showed me an opportunity. And I would not be a board member if not for all of the people that mentored me and guided me along the way. Okay. So this is also where you find those people that are going to hold your hand and say, hey, come along with me.
Right.
Come to this meeting. Come to the business meeting for your section.
Most of the time they're just going, they're pushing you.
Go.
Well, the funny part is, like, I was talking to Melanie Brennan from Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And she said, I was a student usher at something in Minnesota and I was a runner. Yeah. And now I'm like, how cool is it? Like, she was probably shoved into that position by someone. Now she's the president of the state. Like, that's got to feel
amazing.
Full circle.
It's amazing. Yeah. Actually, I was at the student networking breakfast yesterday talking to a student who had applied to be an usher in Portland, Oregon this summer. And she's still waiting to see. But she said, even if I don't get to be a student usher, I'm going to figure out how to get to Oregon and be in the gallery for House of Delegates, because she's already figured out that's where I'm going to find my community. Yeah. She's lamenting graduating, right? She's a third-year student. She's like, I'm going to be done. I'm going to this community that I've been a part of, my school community,
it's gonna go away.
I have to walk away from that. Yeah. And she's like, you know, I'm a little nervous about it. And you know, we got to talk about, like, all right, well, what's cool is that you're going to find your next APTA community, right? You're going to find that next group of people that are going to support you and lift you up. And, you know, when you've had a hard day, you can send someone a text and say, man, this was a rough one, right?
They know the same gripes and they've gone through those days. And like, sometimes you're not looking for a solution. You're looking to bitch at someone who knows what you're going through, and then just nod and go, okay, well, now I'll go back to solve.
Right, we're all in this together.
Yeah. Every episode we have a parting shot. Maybe we're just watching a walking vagina walk by, as one does,
as it happens here at CSM.
Good. Your parting shot. What's one thing that you're super focused on the APTA doing or changing before you're done on the board of directors? Is there something that you're like, there's my BHAG, my big, hairy, audacious goal?
I am super duper excited about the strategic framework, in as much as it is inspiring our technological advancement. So I got to talk about remote therapeutic monitoring twice yesterday in 2 different sessions. I am obsessed with it. I am so excited about the opportunities that we have, and knowing that APTA is embracing that opportunity along with us and supporting us in those technological advances and making it part of the strategic framework, saying the quiet part out loud. We are going to do this together. Yeah. That I'm so excited to be a part of making that happen.
Love that. Amy, appreciate your time here. We're doing little quick hits here at CSM, but you probably have 47 things you need to do now as part of the board of directors. Appreciate your time, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Amy.